Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
Someone said ask about Randy.
And today we're here to finish off another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, 200 plus to be exact, weekly live streams where we have multifaceted conversations with a varied panel and topic depending on the week. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in. And last video's comment was actually about people agreeing that social media is essentially no longer about being social, and that even casual apps like TikTok, where people would become funny, tell jokes, tell stories, has turned into everybody wanting to be an influencer, and social media has essentially become a platform just for marketing purposes, which I agree. Unfortunately, Nico, I make my own paycheck off of social media technically. But I do agree that monetizing everything tends to add like a negative adverse effect to it. But before we get sidetracked, if you have any videography gigs that you need done in New York City, make sure to check out the work husband, Ronathan. His name is Ron. Ronathan is his nickname that I gave him. It's Ron. Check out Ron. He's an amazing videographer, an amazing editor. So if you need videos edited and or recorded, definitely check him out at his Instagram, and it will be in the comments down below. Now, on to the actual topic. Today we are going to be talking about the DL homosexual man, Mocity. Nico, who is Mocity? If you do not remember me going off on him recently, he essentially is someone that made a debut on Tumblr years ago, where he would post gay photos and was allegedly talking to Fit Kid romantically. And Fit Kid exposed him as a DL homosexual when he decided to go on Bad Boys. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, decided to expose him about being an ex-DL homosexual and talking to him on Tumblr. Now, moving on to the current scenario. He was essentially on the new Bad Boys, audition, and he told somebody that he was invalid as a bisexual and that he was really just gay. And when the bisexual man clocked his T and said, "Weren't you talking to that boy who's really gay?" He shut up. He shut up, sat down, and ate his food. So now he's currently on the internet because he is upset that his DL homosexual past has come to the forefront of his TV light career. And he has some words for the gay boys that want it.
I come out the closet with some designer and some chains on for show and some bands. I don't know about that other shit. Why y'all gay niggas be wanting a nigga to be gay so bad? Nigga, I'm not gay. Never will be. Never have been. I love beautiful women, bro. I love women. My mother's beautiful. My son's mother's beautiful. My sisters are beautiful. All I know is beautiful women, bro. Watch out with that weird. What the f***? I'm laid up with a beautiful woman every day of my life, nigga. All I know is pussy, nigga. The fuck? I punch on niggas. I got a beautiful black women love that only women has had and ever gonna get. And I got hands that work and I got blick that work. You niggas is weirdos, bro, lost in the sauce. Y'all is Zeus characters and Zeus fans. Let's talk about real life. I don't do Transformers, man. Hell no. Fuck no. Hell no. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, bro. Nigga, my grandfather and my daddy real niggas. I'm a real nigga. My son's real niggas. That's what I'm saying. Y'all disrespectful. Disrespectful. I'm a grown man. I'm somebody's daddy.
As you saw, he essentially said that gay men that are trying to approach him are disrespectful. He is a father. His son and him and his father are all real men. And gay people ain't real men. That's what he's saying. He's saying gay boys aren't real men. Like he said in the Bad Boys audition, if you let somebody top you, take your manhood, then you are no longer a man. You are gay. He said it himself, he's doubling down on it, and he's threatening physical harm if you decide to flirt and or hit on him. And he's saying he doesn't understand why gay people have this weird obsession with wanting to make straight men be gay. I mean, why can't gay men just let straight men be men? Let boys be boys. In the words of a homophobic immigrant, illegal immigrant at that, Trump supporting Trinidadian woman that also needs to sit down. So, now that we've been caught up on his shenanigans, I genuinely want to hear your opinions, because he sat up here and said this is old Zeus Network fans BS, and I don't understand why y'all always. First and foremost, if you're joining Bad Boys, babe, that's gay as hell. Nico, that's gay as hell. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's a bunch of sassy men getting together to fight. It's literally just the boy version of Bad Girls. It is gay. What did you expect? Secondly, you have a public history of being low-key homosexual. So the fact that you're threatening to pow people and meet them in the streets and whoop 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 because you got exposed for being DL, I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But once again, this can all go back to DL men being dangerous, which I've said multiple times, but whenever I come online and I try to give you wisdom, I tell you to stop messing with DL, especially after the story I recently covered about that college student being sadly removed from this plane far too early because they were messing with a DL man that didn't want their intimacy to get out. DL men are dangerous, whether they were DL in the past, whether they're DL in the present. Secondly, I'm sorry, I don't believe a word he's saying. It's just too much evidence stacking up, along with how could you not expect to be perceived as homosexual by joining Bad Boys? Like, what did you expect this outcome to be? So I want to hear from y'all, because once again, as always, it was the LGBT community uplifting this man, saying he's so fine, he's so pretty, he's so thick, he's so tattooed and light-skinned, did it, because that's what it was really boiling down to. He is attractive, but that's what it really was boiling down to. Why is it always the men that a lot of the LGBT community continue to uplift that are either homophobic or holding on to a bit of internal hate, always the first to start swinging on gay people because they said he's attractive? Because don't get me wrong, I understand sometimes gay men go too far, just like heterosexual men go too far. Sometimes the comments can be very disrespectful. As I said in a video, I think, where I lightly talked about what people were saying to Keith Lee and about his butt. So I mean, sometimes I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be disrespected, especially because you are quote unquote a man who hasn't lost their manhood, and you have to be a man for your sons, for your lineage. I get it. Trust me, I do. I come from the South just as you. I am from Texas too. I understand. But at the same time, if you didn't see this coming, you're a little slow. What? Yeah, if you didn't see your past being exposed, if you didn't see gay people seeing you on a gay TV show and then seeing that you had a gay past and choosing to hit on you makes you irreconcilably violent, you need to have an inner conversation with yourself. But with that being said, I'm going to leave the conversation up to y'all. How do y'all feel about the men that are consistently uplifted in the community, constantly punching down on the gay men that continue to hit on them? Do you feel like it's only because the gay men that are hitting on them are getting disrespectful? Or, as you saw in this live, where people were just responding to the comments that he was saying because the comments are underneath, do you feel like he was overreacting, especially with his public history of being low-key bisexual? I'm going to stop calling him homosexual because bisexuality does exist. And I really feel like the reason he himself feels like bisexuality is not a thing is because in the South, you are never allowed to choose to be what you want to be. Nico, as a bisexual man from Texas, trust me, I understand, in the sense that when I came out as bisexual, my older brother said, "You're gay. Just say you're gay." Everybody else, "You're gay. You're gay. You're gay. You're gay." So eventually you start to think, okay, maybe bisexuality isn't real. Maybe I'm the crazy one. So trust me, I understand it happens, and that's probably what you went through since you had such a aggressive and unwarranted stance and response on bisexuality. But at a certain point, you have to realize that sexuality is actually on a spectrum. And this is me being real. I'm cutting the cattiness and the kiki. I'm being real with you. Sexuality is on a spectrum. Some people prefer women romantically, but still enjoy men physically. Some prefer the opposite. There are people that like both in both parties. There are people that like trans individuals, usually heterosexual aligning, but they're called heterosexual trans attracted, to my knowledge. But that's also a thing. He was wildly transphobic when somebody asked him, "Are you into trans people?" And he says, "I'm not into transformers." So that's another thing you got to add to the list. But I know how a lot of gay people are, and they don't actually stand up for the T part of our community. I do, so I was going to add that into the commentary. But with that being said, I'm going to leave the conversation up to y'all, and I'll see you guys next time. Boo. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Jimmy Co S and John SF. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. Hopefully we'll make it to 50K this year. And this week's live stream discussion is going to be another virtual hangout, seeing as how we had a topic last week and it was very passionate but informative. I'm happy that everyone seems to be enjoying the hangouts, and I will see you soon. This week's video shout out is going to be a throwback. Nico, it's gonna be a throwback. Y'all know how I like vintage. I'm sure the performers would be offended if I called this vintage because this was in like 2010. It's a film called The Second Semester with Rude Rasta, Red Virgo, and XL. Nico, yes, I may not be cool with XL anymore, and I do never want to speak to him again or have contact, but I will still give the man his credit. It was a very versatile film with a lot of energy, and when Red Virgo hopped into the mix, I was low-key surprised for the sole fact that I wasn't expecting it at that timestamp. But with that being said, I'm going to leave the conversation up to y'all. If y'all watched the video that I just shouted out, if you enjoyed it or it wasn't your cup of tea, definitely drop your comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Nico here. Just wanted to add in that it's been a long day because I had a photo shoot, then I had a teeth cleaning. Now I'm getting ready to hang out with a friend. Then I gotta go to drag watch at a friend's bar. So it's just, I have a very busy day.